I'm going to throw light on the concept of array of structures. Actually, when we are required to work on multiple structures, it will become very cumbersome to have to declare many structure variables. We will have to maintain all those names of structure variables, and it will become very difficult to read them, to display them, or manipulate with them. So C people, they have come up with a very convenient idea of having array of structures. Now you can see this example. In this example, I have got a structure, laptops, which has the members RAM, then HDD underscore space. This is for your hard disk space, and we have got another member price. So this is your structure specification. Now I want to work with 3 instances of this structure. That means I want to work with 3 structure variables. So see carefully, instead of declaring 3 separate structure variables, what I am doing is I am declaring an array of 3 structures. The syntax is quite simple. Keyword struct, the name of the structure tag, then the name of the structure array, and within square brackets, as usual, size. You can see this diagram and you can understand this concept very easily. This happens to be, SR0 happens to be the very first element of this array of structures. This RAM belongs to SR0. This HDD space belongs to structure SR0. This price belongs to the structure SR0. Similarly, this copy of RAM belongs to the structure SR1. Similarly, all these RAM, HD space and price, these ones, they belong to the structure SR2. So SR0, SR1, SR2, they happen to be the elements of your structure. So I will show you an example whereby we can see the working of array of structures. This is the same structure specification that I have shown you in the slide, and this is declaration of array of 3 structures. And as we people do, we apply loops in case of traversing the elements of any kind of structure. So n is equal to 0, n is less than 3, condition is true. This is the prompt, enter RAM, hard disk space and price, and see this scanf statement. Now for the first time, when the value of n is 0, then I am going to read the values into the RAM of which structure? SR0. Then I want to read value into HDD space of which structure? SR0. Similarly, price of SR0. So again, you can see the diagram. Whatever values will be inputted by the user, they will go into RAM of SR0, HDD space of SR0, and price of SR0. Now the control will go up. Plus n will increment the value of n by 1. Condition is true, 1 is less than 3. Again it will come into the loop block, and see how scanf will work. Now the RAM of the structure SR1 would be asked from the user. SR1.hd space, this is the value of HD space, value will be asked from the user for SR1. Similarly, price of SR1. And again see the diagram. Whatever values user will input, those will go into RAM of SR1, HD space and price of SR1. And it will go on like this. Finally, SR2.RAM, SR2.h and SR2.price, they will be put into the respective locations. And here I have done nothing. I have applied this loop again, but this time over to display the elements of this structure array. So you can see this. I'm pressing enter so that you can see the rest of the statement. This one is single statement. So you can see how we are going to show the values on the screen. So first time value of n will be again 0, n is less than 3. SR0.RAM will be printed. SR1.HDD space, SR1.price. Again it will go up, value of n will be incremented by 1, that will become 1, condition is true, and this time over SR1.RAM will be printed, SR1.HD, SR1.price, and finally all the values of SR2 would be printed. So I'm going to execute the program. This is the values for the members of the first structure, that is SR0, are being asked. Now the values for the second structure element SR1 are being asked. Now the values for SR2 element of the structure are being asked. And this is the loop that has printed the values using the printf. So array of structures, they come in handy when we people are required to work on multiple structures. Actually, here lies the benefit of using structures, because the same specification, like this one, the same specification can be applied upon different structure variables. So that means we need not declare these members separately for all the structure variables. They have been declared only once, and there will be as many copies of these structure members as the number of structure variables. For example, in this case we had 3 structure variables, rather I should say we have got 3 elements of the structures array. So the first element of the structure array is SR0. It has got its own copies of RAM, HD space and price. SR1 has got its own copies of RAM, HD space, price, and SR2 has got its own copies of RAM, HD space and price. So we were not required to declare RAM, HD space, price, these members separately for SR0 or separately for SR1 or SR2. They were declared only once.